Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my show, Get 'em Boot. I'm your host, BOOT Boot, and today it's just so much to talk about. So much sad electricity happening in this state of Massachusetts sports world and outside. The first thing we're gonna be talking about, well, actually not first, but many, I should say. Of course, the Fifa World Cup, from the starting primaries and to the knockout rounds and to the finals. Then we're going to talk about the Jaylen Brown trade for Paul George to Philly, which still haunts my brain. Next thing we're going to talk about the epic surprise over the weekend about LeBron James becoming a 76er. And also, I'm going to bring up some shout outs from a few college teams that need to get recognized, even though it's late. But other than that, it's good to bring them up because at the end of the day, sports is sports. I did see a lot of comments about a few news I saw currently and weeks before. And I know it's been a while. I'm sorry for my delay, but it was just like every time I want to drop this episode, it's like something always pops up. So I figured let me just wait until the wave is finally, back to normal, and then I can be able to squeeze my information in and let everyone know that I'm up to par, I'm up to date, and this thing is not late. But first, let's start up with the Fifa World Cup. Epic. I'm sorry. There was other sports that was on, but I was so glued to it. Even though my emotional pick, my Cinderella team, did choke. Actually, I can't say choke. I say more like it didn't preserve a victory. I was talking about the Netherlands. I picked Holland to be the Cinderella. I didn't really have a favorite throughout the course. I mean, everyone's like, why don't you pick USA? I'm like, no, the men's team don't show me the way. They do good, and the next thing, it's like one of those moments, And I'm not, like I said, I'm not knocking them down, but the highest they've been to in the World Cup was the Elite Eight, and they wasn't gonna beat these powerhouses teams that was showing up. They even had a hard problem with Belgium, which that was horrible because the two goals that Belgium scored, it was just unbelievable. Like, one was a quick one after the USA scored, and the other one was over the goalie's head. And I don't want to bring that up because it will piss a lot of Americans off about that. And even though Belgium did lose against, I believe it was Spain, even though I did pick Spain when it came to the Elite Eight. I picked Spain to win because of the day. It wasn't really most talked about. They were talking about Mbappe, they were talking about Kane, they were talking about Messi, they were talking about the Viking Holland. But they wasn't really talking about Spain so much. And I thought about what happened in 2010 when they was talking about them this year, like, they won the Euro Cup, they're the defending champs. And like, that's ironic because 2010 it happened with them again. And I said, they're gonna win it. And for some reason they don't talk about a team or a country so much. 9 to 10, they actually win the whole damn thing. And I felt like they was gonna beat Argentina, and I felt like they pretty much proved they'd beat Argentina. A lot of things that I heard about Argentina, which was crazy, about how the way they find ways to win. Even they have to flop, or some people call it cheating, but trying to get away with murder, especially with calls and going their way. And I guess this ref, he wasn't playing that against Spain, so I watched that whole game. It was very interesting, very, very, very tight way to say see you later to Messi, because he was crying and the crowd was still waving their flags and waving his shirt, and it was cool, but oh well. I mean, Messi, you had a good career anyway, man. Your attributes is flawless, man. They call you the GOAT, of soccer. Hey, a lot of countries had top names that retired. I believe Maynard, I may be saying his name wrong. He's from Brazil. He's retired. Ronaldo retired. I feel like there's one more left. Oh, of course, Messi. The tides has turned. Even the youngster that played for Spain, he's about to be a namesayer throughout the test of time. And 19 years old with his first World Cup, amazing, right? That means anything can happen at any age. You know what I mean? So, shout outs and kudos to all the countries that represented during the preliminaries, the knockout rounds, in the finals, the semifinals, quarterfinals, at any position they was in. Give a round of applause to them, especially the first timers that actually made it in there. Even if they didn't do well, they still made it. So shout outs to those other countries too, that advertise themselves and showcase their talents throughout the world. I want to give a shout out to switching sports to college baseball, to the Oklahoma Sooners of the males baseball team. They actually won the championship, and I know it's been a long time since they won one. So kudos to Oklahoma Sooners baseball team. Of course, we already surpassed the NBA draft. We also surpassed the NHL draft. Everybody was into it. I couldn't really be into the basketball too much because I was focusing on baseball because of my fantasy league. But I did see the list of teams picking, and not surprised that AJ was number one. Congratulations to him. He's a Brockton native, actually. So that's cool that you got someone from Massachusetts that's representing. So kudos to him. A lot of things went by. The MLB All-Star game, that also went by. The home run derby went by. I'm not going to lie to you. The MLB All-Star game and the festivities, it was boring. It was boring to me. The FIFA World Cup just literally took over my schedule. I was like, hold up, I'm not missing the game. I'm not missing the chant. I'm not missing the crowd singing and serenading for their, rooting for their countries to win it. But I did watch a piece of the All-Star game. It was a shutout, and American League won. So, okay, kudos to American League. I heard Bellinger won MVP. He played for the Yankees. So, it was pretty, not like me not watching the All-Star game, because I usually watch all the time. I'm diehard. But like I said, FIFA just tsunami me, just covered me. Like, you're watching this, and we don't leave that alone. We'll wait till what we always do. Wait for the second half of the season. I'll get to that soon too. Shout outs to the WNBA. Their season started already, and they already kicked off their All-Star game, All-Star weekend. So kudos to them. I wish I had the time to go watch them, but I had to really generate my notes because of this whole story about LeBron James. I just flew over and just like, okay, we're going to have you accept this. There was a lot of trades that happened, and LeBron was one of them besides Jaylen. There's a whole lot that happened. Leonard, he went back to Toronto, but that's only if the whole controversy was happening with the Clippers and the whole case trial he's going through with the whole organization, whatever. So hopefully they get that settled. If they get that settled, he's now officially back with the Toronto Raptors, the team that he brought the chip to. Other than that, it's been pretty hectic, but I love it. I'm a big fan. So since we already cut through the FIFA World Cup and talk about Messi's and his send-off, even though he was crying, and even though there was like I said, a lot of anti-Argentinian fans, it was like, he's a cheater. I'm not worried about that. What I'm really carefully want to get at is the Jaylen Brown trade. I know politics is not my cup of tea because I don't like it because it's too easy for me to explain. But from what I heard, and I watched the press conference, I had to do a research on that with Brad Stevens and Mr. Chisholm. And he said, and I quote, that the two Supermax contracts control 70% of the decision of why they had to make the trade for Paul George. They said Paul George's contract is shorter. Duh. I mean, the man just came back from rehab. He must have smoked the Bombay way too much for him to, to come back into the league. He comes back into late in the season, and then goes to the playoffs, and then he didn't really showcase too much, but he was one of the players that pretty much eliminated the Celtics, But I digress. That's in the past. But having a contract, two supermax contracts, but they also got another contract too with D White. It's crazy. There was another team too that I mentioned. I was telling my peoples this. I was basically saying he would not have been a Sixer if if Boston did not decline Charlotte's offer, because Mikal Bridges, I hope I'm saying his name right. Sorry if I'm not. Mikal Bridges was supposed to have been the selector to take over Jaylen Brown's spot, but Boston turned down their offer. So he could have been a Charlotte Hornet. But either way, they was going to get rid of him. I feel like, in my opinion, that he has a voice. He spoke out. You got to have I don't say what's the problem with that. I mean, unless he says something subliminally about the Celtics, but I didn't hear too much about it, to be honest with you. And you can't believe what people say. You only got to believe what he says and how the way he's bringing it to you. So I guess his words pretty much impacted the organization, I guess. But come on, man. There's many ways of you can keep a player comfortable, especially with a max contract. I mean, it did took a while for Tatum to respond, but Tatum said it was messed up. But Tatum was speaking about the business perspective, not the person. That's what everybody wants. They want controversy between Brown and Tatum. Cut the crap. It never happened. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Two egos merged into a championship quality team back in 2024. So it's all good, but it sucks that he went to Boston, into our rivals of Philly. And now Philly's stacked. They are totally stacked. I mean, I just found out to the grapevine that I remember mentioning on episode, I believe it was last episode actually. I said when they let go of they traded Anthony Simon for the Russian dude that came from Portland, and then next thing, man, they let go. Celtics let go of him. He says a post says thank you very much, and he fly his ass up to Orlando. So I'm like, are you kidding me? And then guess who goes to Philly? Simon. So Anthony Simon is now part of the bench. And I saw their lineup on their bench, and they just picked up Caldwell Pope, who has playoff experience and has a ring with LeBron when they were with Lakers. It's crazy how this sounds, man. It's like the Philadelphia have a stacked starting five, and a stacked bench starting five plus extras. They got a coach that won it with Toronto. So now you have all that, plus the general manager that's cool with LeBron, who took the 2-year with the $8 million, and now we got to play against this team more than, I think it was 5 times. I mean, I clearly don't understand what the Celtics are doing. Now they're creating Pritchard as a PGSG, a point guard, a shooting guard, which I don't understand why they would decide that, especially when I've been speaking from day one to need a point guard. But I guess that super max contract was the reason, right? Because one time ago, y'all tried to get rid of Derek White. Yeah, I'm calling y'all shot, man, today. That was a extremely poor reason of why you want to let go of Jaylen Brown. I still don't like that. And then you pick up a player from the Knicks, Mitch Robinson, who can't shoot a free throw worth a damn. So Sam Cassell, you need to start on him and learn his free throws, because if he doesn't showcase exactly what Paul George don't showcase, or anyone else they pick up, or whatever who the Celtics decide to pick up, they're gonna boo the hell out of them. Shoot, you got some passionate fans that don't hold back and they speak their minds up. Some get too aggressive for me, to the point that they don't need to be on TV or need to be on microphone or social media. Because really, honestly, if you're gonna dog a team up, do it professionally, man. Don't bring it what comes to culture and creed, because 9 times out of 10 they love to bring that up, and I don't like that. I mean, it puts a shame in the city and a shame in the organization. But like I said, I don't like talking politics too much, because it's so easy to get driven into, and I love to speak my mind about stuff like that. But today is more like, are you kidding me? type of episode, because really, we're not even nowhere near the basketball season. But with all this news generated, it's crazy. Besides the FIFA World Cup. But the Jaylen Brown deal was not good. Paul really needs to really show that he still got it. PG-13. That's what they want. They want the PG-13 of the Indiana Pacers. Because he was a threat then. But he was injury prone a lot. And not to mention he had to take a sideline and work on his recovery. I mean, you could put faith in them with the Celtics, you could, but I feel like they got a lot of work to do, and it's disappointing that Jaylen's not going to be part of it. So now, I mean, I know one thing: he comes back to TD Garden, they're going to cheer for him. I would, because he didn't do nothing wrong, but especially he was helped out the community too. He was big on helping out the community. Shout out to that little kid that was on Instagram or all social media. He was crying out with anger and couldn't understand why. And, I'm just glad that Jaylen came down. I think he was at an MIT function and actually met the kid, gave the kid a hug, what's up. Pretty cool establishment from JB, man. It's going to be tough not having him around, because now you got to depend on a 36-year-old. Like I said, I'm not knocking Paul, but come on, Paul, you got to really step your game up. To get the fan base towards you, you have to really show us why they called you PG-13 when you was in your prime, when you was with the Indiana Pacers. That's when you was good. I mean, you Clippers, there's so much, but you was pretty much 50-50, because you was playing hurt, and then there was games that you was way off. But just to have him and Mitch Robinson, and that was the only couple of moves I heard the Celtics did, and then everyone kept saying Giannis, and I'm like, no, that's the reason why we didn't want Giannis. We wanted Brown to stay. We didn't want Brown to go anywhere. That's why I kept saying in the last episode, we need a point guard. And we're still waiting, but I don't know. It's tacky. It's tacky. You got to now. It's just like I said. It's just too much to explain. So, Giannis with Miami, of course, which I wasn't surprised, because Boston gave him fits too. I mean, say to LeBron, I couldn't understand why the Celtics name was part of that LeBron situation, because LeBron was never going to Boston. He doesn't like Boston. He never wanted to play in Boston. Even with Tatum, no, that wasn't going to happen. That wasn't going to happen. Let me see. Baseball, since the first half is over and the All-Star game is over, what I can say about the MLB season is only just begun. This is when trade starts to happen. I heard the Red Sox already picked up a trade. They got they let go of Conley early for a dude from the Washington Nationals named Meade. His last name is Meads. I don't really know too much about him. I saw his numbers. The general manager was speaking about him, Brislow. I was like, okay. He said he could produce, hopefully, the lead off or middle of the lineup. I said, okay. I saw his numbers, and the key word is okay. So I'm like, okay. I mean, really? That's my point. I mean, typical Red Sox. They won't go for the big boys' names. The big boys that could tear it up. They go for these mediocres. But I digress. Sometimes the mediocres do bring out and they show out. I get it. Like, and when a couple of people was like, oh, they're in a 13-game winning streak. I said earlier, and I was like, oh, okay, that's good for them, but it's not the second half of the season. Oh, boo, you can't be acting like that. Oh, yes, I can, because we got to think optimistically. We still are going through changes. We still have an intern manager that I finally saw his face on TV. I'm like, who's he? And then, of course, Brislow, the general manager, I'm like, all right. I'm like, we're not there yet. If we go to the playoffs, right, and they show off their stuff, okay. They had to make the playoffs. Yeah, matter of fact, that's a good analogy. They had to make it to the playoffs to get my respect. Because if they don't make it to the playoffs, then I guess everything my theory I was saying before is happening. When I said last episode, when I said you need to get the best wake up, the pitcher's kind of I mean, I heard the pitcher kind of stepped up too, but I'm not convinced. I need to be convinced. A 13-game winning streak does not convince me they're going to be able to be a playoff team. You got other playoff hungry teams coming up. Shoot, you got the National League teams. They got a chip on their shoulder, and they want to dethrone the Los Angeles Dodgers, like Milwaukee, Atlanta, Chicago Cubs. The reason why I mentioned those three because they consider to me they're a threat. Milwaukee definitely got a big chip on their shoulder. So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of good teams. Red Sox, like they gotta convince me, man. I'm not gonna down. This ain't Bonanza. This ain't no we call it a one-hit wonder coming from old boot here. This is straight up historical facts. When it comes to late in the season, the Red Sox do not show up. If it ain't the pitching, it's the hitting. If it ain't the hitting, it's the pitching, or combine both. This ain't no dark cloud coming around above my head talking about them. This is historical. If anyone that knows me, I'm talking about anyone that knows me for past 30 plus years about me in the history of the Red Sox, I'm going to tell you straight up. You know what I mean? Because really, they need to convince me. I guess that's the moral of the topic with them. They have to convince me. Quote unquote convince me. Please and thank you. As for my second favorite team in the National League, the Atlanta Braves. Oh, I love doing that. I get the Febby kicking when I do that. It's just, it says 91. So that's what I'm saying. I channel myself from team to team sometimes. I don't stick with the Red Sox all the time. I don't stick with the Braves all the time. Mind you, I'm in the fantasy league, so wherever I'm picking up, I look at their records and like, damn, I'm gonna have to make some trades here. They do trades on the fantasy league, which is cool, but they're not gonna let go of their players that's been producing. I'm out of the 12 teams, I'm in 6th place. So if the playoffs start, I'll be just making it in, which is all right, but. Like my lineup, my line has to convince me too. I'm still a believer, but I'm not naive. And I ain't no jinx either, so cut that crap out too. You don't know me, and I like how much I don't know you. I just know that team. Same thing with the Celtics. I finally realized it now since they got bought off. They switched owners. I feel like the owner that's running it now is like, man, are you sure you don't know what the hell you're doing? Yes, we're gonna be a playoff team, perhaps, hopefully. but win the division, no, not with Philly, not with the Knicks. Has something to say about that. But the teams to watch out for the MLB, to be honest, besides the Dodgers, besides Atlanta, besides Milwaukee, besides I can't believe I'm saying this, but Tampa Bay and New York, and I can't believe I'm saying this again, Houston, Seattle, even Texas. But the one team you gotta watch out for that's still in the top 3 and then in the first place position in the AL Central, the White Sox, the Chicago White Sox, doing better than any other team that you would think of. Yeah, crazy how that sounds. You got the Chicago White Sox leading the division and proving that, okay, a turnaround can happen for 1 year, maybe 2 years of being the bottom of the barrel to solidify themselves as a playoff contender. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. There's a whole lot of shit going on. Toronto ain't doing well as it did last year. So it's like, we're going to see hopefully we see some new teams in the playoffs this year in MLB. Like how we saw a lot of new countries in the FIFA World Cup. My topic of the day is pretty much don't ever underestimate the quality of a champion. Because that bottom team could be a championship team. And like I said, the Red Sox kind of convinced me. Even though they have players that we don't even know about because they either been traded or they're in the farm system, more in likelihood, if they can mush all the veteranship and the farm team and the farm players and not just make one trade but many more and help out the bullpen situation, the Red Sox may have a chance. But like I said, convince me. You have to convince me. I'm sorry. I'm totally sorry, but I'm not sorry. As for the WNBA, same thing with the baseball. Second half, I watched that. Now with the FIFA World Cup over, I can finally watch that because I do watch WNBA because it's hot, man. It's hot. Girls be balling, man. Girls be balling. Excuse me, young women be balling. You know what I mean? Tune in on ABC. Tune in I believe Amazon does it. I believe Eon TV, Ion TV, ION TV. They be showing games too. And I believe CBS Sports, Paramount Plus, whatever. I mean, literally, it's like these apps are taking over these days. So it's like you got to keep up with everything. But I still keep my ESPN. Speaking of ESPN, I want to give a shout out to Ryan Clark. I felt like ESPN did him so dirty that I for once, I mean, yes, I'm not into politics, but for once, I want to address it. And that was pretty damn messed up what they did. Really messed up. They should never did it like that. If you're going to let go of a person that been in that whole network for that longevity, and then you're going to go ahead and fire him while he's on camera, and he finds out after his segment is over, and then he goes to a podcast not too long ago and shares his emotions and compassion to what he loved to do. And matter of fact, the man was a beast as a player for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Washington. Well, back then it was the Washington Redskins, but now it's the Commanders. But it's like, that's not right, man. That's why you got to create your own platform and you be protected. Long time ago, I applied for ESPN 2003. And they told me I ain't had like experience. And it's like, wow, I just graduated. Like, you even gonna give me a chance. So I guess if you think about 23 years ago, now I'm glad I didn't get hired. Shoot, they might want to lay me off. It's a whole lot of politicalness with that. but I'm not going to get into that. My last thing I want to mention before I flee off is that I want to give a shout out to my executive director of Access Framingham Television. I can't believe what I'm about to bring up because it's going to help me in my career of podcasting. On August 8th, I will be heading to a New England podcasters meeting to meet fellow podcasters of around the whole New England states. Vermont, Maine, Mass, Connecticut, Rhode Island. I'm with it. I hope I mentioned New Hampshire because if I didn't, oops, sorry. But I'm just too excited. But I'm very fond of this. I wanted to meet, and especially me as a rookie doing this, and I'm already on episode 8 and promoting myself and sending it off to my pages on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Threads. I feel very appreciated, man. Like literally. So kudos to the executive director of Access Framingham because I can't wait to go there. And I spoke to the founder of the New England podcasting community, and I told her that I'm willing to express my energy and why I want to do this and why it took me so long to do it. The journey has only just begun, but a lot of setbacks happen, but I'm here, y'all, and I'm not gonna let y'all down. So yeah, like I said, thank you, Mr. Jason, executive director of Access Framingham Television. All my crew, my co-producers, my co-editors, I appreciate it for real, because I have so much people I want to thank, but I want to start off with them because if it wasn't for AFTV, there will be no Get 'em Boot. There will be no Boot. There will be no me showcasing what I do and love to do. So I think I covered everything up today. Sorry for the delay, y'all, for real. Please forgive me. It won't be this long anymore. With baseball about to already eclipse their second half, and WNBA about to eclipse their second half, and all the trades, and what's coming up in the next few weeks. Next month's gonna be NFL preseason, so I'm ready for it. So we're gonna get to that later on, further down the road. But other than that, I have a trip to make on August 8th, and I'm gonna make sure that I do what I do in broadcast and showcase my talents and gather up ideas from others. And I can't wait to find out who this mysterious public speaker that's supposed to, well, not public speaker, but guest speaker who's going to come in. I can't wait to see who that is, he or she, because I have some pictures taken. That's what I love. I love events like that, man. I'm very intrigued by it. But other than that, y'all take care of yourselves. One love, y'all. And I know last time I did say we did it and Boot did the damn thing because I was very in my emotions last year. Last episode. I was very, 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 very upset about how the organization in this city of sports is not generating, but today will be more like, I appreciate it. Thank you. God bless you. And see you soon. I'm not going nowhere, y'all. This is episode 8. My name is Boot, B-O-O-T. Looking in the corner, you'll see where you can subscribe me. Too much to bring up, but it's gonna be on screen, so make sure you write it down or put it on pause and then get everything written down. Or like I said, when you subscribe me, it's for free. It's not to generate any ching. I'm not like that. It's more to just subscribe, click on that bell, so whenever I'm dropping anything, you will see, you will know, because a lot of things is about to expand. A lot of things is about to change. A lot of things is about to change. But it's gonna be nothing but positive. Hopefully, I don't be bringing up any more politics. But it seems like when you want to get away, they pull you right back in, and then it's so easy to express. Like I said, this show is very emotional, opinionated. So comment if you want to, click like, and of course subscribe. And I'll get back to you. All right. So we did it. I did the damn thing. Peace and love.